your regularly scheduled programming for this Hawaii News Now's breaking news special report. We are keeping a close eye on the latest out of Lahaina on Maui and also on Hawaii Island. As we know, more fires have just been reported within the last hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the devastation that was revealed with the morning sunlight. Of course, the fires burned all overnight on Maui. This is a look above Lahaina. Unfortunately, we learned today that much of the historic Lahaina town has been destroyed and 6 people so far have lost their lives. We don't know much about the 6 who were killed at this time, and we are awaiting more details and information from officials. We also know that at least 3 other people have been medevaced to Oahu with critical burns, and they are being treated at Straub, and there are also some other burn patients, we're told, at other hospitals, but we do not know the conditions of those patients there. I mean, just look at this shocking, heartbreaking video. Lahaina town is no longer what it used to be. And
yeah, we were talking about this last night, Dylan. It was like we were getting so much limited information, and we were really worried about what it was going to be when the sun came up, and really seeing this damage in full light and from above is really, really harrowing to see Lahaina town just completely demolished, really.
It is. It's shocking, and a lot of people, their hearts are hurting today.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of people are still in shelters there on Maui. Within the last hour, since our last update, we have been able to see inside one of those shelters and also speak with some people there. Go ahead and take a listen to this.
I mean, the power went out yesterday at like 4:30 or 5 a.m. and then the gas station blew up at like 3, and since then we've just been trying to outrun a fire. And just the further we got away, the further the fire climbed, and we just eventually made it to like Surfers Beach Park and slept for the night with my 2 kids and my sister's 18-month-old in the car.
Well, first thing I'm seeing is the outreach that our communities have given to the people in need. You know, we can speak on the importance of aloha in practice. Well, we're seeing it. There's a lot of people who have been affected, but there's also a lot of people who haven't been affected. And the folks who are coming to help, we see that they're coming with love, that, you know, burning up that sweat equity, donating their time, their treasure, whatever they can do. You know, I've seen a lot of outpouring of love in this time.
In incidents like this, there is always that glimmer of aloha that so many people come forward and they share their aloha with their neighbors, with their friends, with their distant ohana to really just help out. And I think that's the beauty of Hawaii here. We see someone in need and we just help them out. We do know of several donations, calls for donations, donation drives. The Red Cross is accepting donations as well as monetary donations. They've also put out a call for food donations from restaurant owners. Now, unfortunately, they cannot accept home-cooked small meals. It has to be from a restaurant because of safe food handling requirements. But as you can see, Drew, there's definitely a need for all of that there on Maui.
Yeah, and absolutely. One of the things that Dylan wanted me to talk about is shelter practices and things that you should bring to your shelter. We're kind of looking at it similar to a hurricane kit, something that you have just in case of a hurricane. In this weather pattern, even though it was caused by Hurricane Dora south of the island, a lot of the same materials you can bring to the shelters. You know, you need sanitation items, toilet paper, garbage bags. One of the things that we have listed on the Hawaii News Now website is a dust mask during hurricane. We have it in your hurricane kit. That's especially true right now, especially with all the smoke that's going across Maui and across Hawaii because of the wildfires out there. First aid kit, absolutely, just to make sure you're being careful. Batteries, a light, and just anything that you want to keep with you. Clothes, maybe some toys for your kids if you're going to a shelter. Those are just some things that you can count on. And to find a full list, just search up the hurricane kit on hawaiinewsnow.com. Obviously, you're not going to bring everything, but it's a good starting point for what you should bring to a shelter.
Yeah, and we've created these QR codes which will give you a direct link to information on how to donate. The one on the left side of the screen is the Salvation Army. The one on the right is the American Red Cross. So go ahead and take a moment to take a picture of this. If you're watching on a mobile phone, screenshot this and scan these QR codes. And we are also compiling a list of verified fundraisers on our website. So we will have all of that posted on Hawaii News Now. A short time ago, we also spoke with the Maui Food Bank on their efforts to collect donations. Here's some of that interview.
If you'd like to make a food donation, you certainly can at, there's one at King's Cathedral in central Maui. That's a food drop-off site. And that's at 777 Veterans Highway in Kaului. There's also in central Maui in his House of Restoration, and that's up in Maui Lani area. That's at 63 La'a Street in Kaului. They also are doing food donations and doing distributions as well of food. There's also in central Maui the Salvation Army in Kahului. They are, in fact, taking food donations, and they are also doing meal distributions.
So a lot to keep track of there. And here on Oahu, it's not just Maui where there are evacuees. We know of the tourists who were unable to stay in their hotels. They are being evacuated from Maui to Oahu. And over at the Hawaii Convention Center, there is an American Red Cross shelter there. So if you are trying to find a place to go ahead and donate, the Hawaii Convention Center might be an option for you. In the meantime, Drew, let's go ahead and talk about some of the highest or strongest gusts of winds that we have been seeing so far. Tell us about that.
So we got this list from the National Weather Service. Right there up there, you can see that our wildfires that we have across Maui. But I want to read out some of the just strongest wind gusts that we've had. In Hawaii County, 82 miles per hour was the strongest wind gust we saw across the Big Island. Honolulu County, 82 miles per hour. Maui County, 67 miles per hour. It goes to show, even though the winds are much stronger and the maximum wind gusts have been stronger on Oahu and the Big Island, 67 miles per hour has caused the Lahaina fire and just allowed it to continue spreading. It is very important that we're watching these incredibly high winds across the entire state. And some of our maritime stations have been in the 60s, around 60 miles per hour. And that's just flat. The ocean is flat. It doesn't have the terrain influencing it, allowing it to get up to that 82 mile per hour. If we bring it back to the graphics there, I want to show you. Here, I'm going to scoot over just a little bit. So we've got 3 active wildfires. This system is, the situation is constantly evolving out there. We've got 2 in central Maui and, of course, the Lahaina fire in western Maui as well. Our first alert radar and satellite out there. You're seeing a little bit of green across Maui. Most of that is in the western part of Maui. You would think it's showers and rain coming down. That's still smoke from the Lahaina fire being picked up on our first alert radar and satellite. And I'm going to take it out. We're going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see what is going on across the Pacific Ocean. You can really see 2 different colors here, the brownish color and then that bluish green color. The bluish green color represents moisture, and there's a lot of it south of Hawaii because of Hurricane Dora and as it passed south of the islands. And then that brownish tan color represents dry air. That dry air is not going away, Dylan. It is going to be sticking around for a while. If we zoom in a little bit further closer to the side of Hawaii, all of that air is moving in east to west. So it is going to continue being dry here. And even though the first alert weather day should not continue into tomorrow, we are going to continue seeing fire danger concerns. And I would not be surprised if we continue to see the red flag warning across Hawaii continue.
Thank you so much for that, Drew. We also want to show of some other brush fires in upcountry Maui. And as I mentioned a short time ago, Hawaii County officials have reported 2 additional brush fires in Ka'u. Firefighters are working to contain those. They're happening in the Na'alehu area and the other in Pahala. At this time, they are about 60% contained. So nonetheless, there is a lot going on, and this is still a very active situation. And that's why we are cutting in to bring you the latest information at the top of every hour. Coming up next at 4 o'clock will be Ashley Nagaoka and Mark Carpenter with the latest out of Maui. Aloha.